What's up guys, what's going on? It's Jimmy here and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new, then show some love to the channel, show some support. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. It's somewhere around here if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, the topic we're going to be discussing today is how do I know Trip Rides will have customers or riders on a launch date. Now guys, the reason why I'm making this video today is because there seems to be a lot of misinformation out there that's being spread around. A lot of people out there talking you know, information that's not true, that's spreading it out there. And if you guys have noticed, most of this misinformation is coming from Uber tubers, Lyft tubers, right? People who do Uber, people who do Lyft, people who are satisfied with the rideshare platforms they have, people who are uncomfortable with evolving in the rideshare industry, people who are uncomfortable with change, right? So with that being said, I myself happen to be well informed with Trip Rides because I happen to be an independent influencer since December. Fast forward to July, it is what, about 6 or 7 months later. I actually tune into the corporate live calls every single Thursdays. It's 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, and 6 p.m. Pacific. Alright, if that sounds like something that you're interested in, if you would like to tune into these free live trip update calls every single Thursdays, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and post a link to my Telegram channel somewhere below in the description where you can add me on Telegram, and I'll make sure to send you guys the information every single Thursdays so that you guys can stay in the loop and find out exactly what's going on from corporate itself. Not from Uber tubers, not from Lyft tubers, not from people who do Uber or Lyft, or people who are uncomfortable with changes, right? They're comfortable the way they are right now. They're comfortable with the rideshare platforms that are currently out. You know, you're not going to be receiving the information from them. You're going to be getting it from corporate itself. And I'm going to be able to explain to you guys exactly how I know that Trip Rides will have riders on launch date, okay? So that's going to be able to clear things up, because it's kind of sad that, you know, people are actually going by the misinformation that they hear or that they see, you know, through the comments and stuff like that. Because, you know, a lot of people, they love the trip concept, you know, they love it, but they're kind of hesitant to get started because they feel like, man, I don't want to invest $250 if it's just going to be a big rideshare platform with a whole bunch of drivers and no customers, because otherwise I'm going to be wasting my investment, right? I'm going to waste my $250 if I throw my money into this platform and there's no riders. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that up so you guys can understand how this is all going to play out, how this is all going to work out, and how this is all going to come together. So with that being said, let's get straight to it. So how do I know Trip Rides will have customers or riders when Trip launches? Listen guys, like I said, I've been a part of Trip for the past 6 to 7 months, and Trip Rides has been nothing but transparent throughout the whole way. Put it like this, I've been with Trip Rides since we didn't even have an application at the time. And even though Uber tubers, Lyft tubers, and a lot of people were talking, right, they were bashing us, talking about we didn't even have an app, that Trip could never come out with an application, and Trip was never going to do it. You know, fast forward to now, we actually do have an app. You can download it right now off the Android store and the Apple store. Alright, let me go ahead and show you real quick. This is actually my iPhone. So they have the Trip Rider app, and they have the Trip Driver app. So this is the Rider app right here. Let me click on it. Okay, that is the Rider app right there. Alright, and let me show you the Driver app very quick. So yeah guys, you can actually get it right now off the Android store and off the Apple store. It is absolutely free. Okay, this is the Driver app. Alright, now due to the fact that this is a invitation only rideshare platform, you are going to need a referral code in order for you guys to create your free account. That referral code is going to be TRYPJimmy7452. Once again, it's TRYPJimmy7452. What I'll do is I'll make sure to post the referral code or sponsor code somewhere in the description of this video below. So you guys can, you know, download the application, create your free account, get a feel for the app, and test it out so you guys can see how it looks and stuff like that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Listen, Trip Rides is not going to be jumping out the window and just launching randomly and expecting for something to happen, right? That's not the way they're doing things. They're doing things very calculated. They're doing things with precision and making sure that things are done properly for the successful launch. Every city and every state that TRYP decides to launch in has a requirement, okay? And that requirement consists of riders and drivers, okay? And let's just say, for an example, that TRYP rides, they want to launch in Miami, Florida, right? Miami, Florida, let's say for an example, they need 3,000 drivers and 4,000 riders, okay? If we have 2,000 riders and 3,000 drivers, we cannot launch until that requirement is met. So that way we know that once that requirement is met, there will be a sufficient amount of customers, and there will be enough drivers to make sure that that demand is met by having those drivers there, right? So that's what happens, guys. Every single city, every single state has a requirement to be met. It's not like we're gonna just, you know, jump out the window and just randomly launch and expect for something to happen or wait for something to happen. No, things are done here very calculated, you know, very on point. And we actually do have something that's called a TRYP live market tracker, and this is how I know, guys, that for sure we're going to have riders or customers when TRYP launches. So what this is called is the TRYP it's called the TRYP market tracker. And what it does is that every time someone downloads the application, the TRYP riders application, it actually updates the system and it lets us know what state they downloaded in. Not only that, but every time someone actually signs up as a driver, depending on the state, the system updates that in live time, so we know how many drivers we have for that state and how many riders we have for that state. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn around the camera so I can share with you guys the TRYP market tracker website so you guys can check it out for yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we have it. This is called the TRYP Live Market Tracker. And what this is, it's an actual website that captures real live data, okay, in real time. And one of the things that it captures, guys, is people who actually download the application and is ready to use the service when TRYP Ride launches, okay, also known as riders or customers. And the second thing that it captures, guys, is drivers who already paid the $249.99 fee up front, who are patiently waiting for this TRYP launch, right? So what that $249.99 fee covers, I'm going to go over that right now with you guys real quick. Okay, so this is an upfront cost, guys. It's $249.99 and it's called a driver setup fee. And it's a one-time payment only, okay? So once you pay the $249.99, you will never ever have to worry about paying that again. Because what this fee covers, guys, as you can see here below, is driver's license validation, okay? Insurance validation, car registration validation, car age verification. You get a 7-year background check, and you get your own merchant account, okay? So merchant account setup approval for driver, that's what you receive. Now, back to the TRYP Live Market Tracker, okay? As I was talking about earlier, that TRYP rides will not be launching until requirements are met, okay, as far as riders and drivers go. This is what's currently being used right now to track all this information, all right? Now, there's two ways, guys, that you can actually track this information. We can either search by city, or you can enter your own zip code here and it'll pop up, all right? In this case, just to show you guys an example, I'm going to go ahead and click the box, select city. Now, the cities that pop up here, guys, let me show you here real quick. Phoenix, Tucson, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Atlanta, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Tampa, West Palm Beach, Salt Lake City, and Portland. These cities that show up here, guys, in this box are cities that TRYP Rides plan to tap into first. These are the markets that they decide to go with. If your area does not show up here, please be patient. TRYP Rides does plan to expand throughout the whole U.S. They just decided to use these markets first to tap into before they fully launch throughout the whole U.S., right? But let me go ahead and show you guys for an example, okay? I'm going to go ahead and click on Orlando. Look up by city. So, we have a driver's count, as you can see here, okay? Let me see if I can move it a little bit to the side. So, we have a driver's count and we have a rider's count. So, currently we have 12,825 people who are currently waiting for this launch to happen so that they can use the service. And then we have 333 drivers who are currently waiting for this launch so they can start making some money. Now, the city of Orlando cannot launch, okay, until the requirements are met. Now, the requirements is 25,000. Okay, this meter needs to hit full. This needs to be full completely so we can launch. We need 25,000 customers and 2,500 drivers. Okay, we currently have 333 in the city of Orlando. All right, but this is why I'm explaining to you guys that Trip Rides, you know, they're not going to be jumping out the window with this launch. They're making sure that things are done calculated and that things are done properly so that we have a successful launch. So just know, guys, that if you see Trip Rides in a city or a state near you, just know that, you know, there's drivers out there making money because they will be customers, and this customers out there satisfied with the services because, as you can see, they're currently patiently waiting to download, well, not to download, but to use the services. So this is why I'm saying, guys, that Trip Rides will have customers. This is not going to be a huge platform of just drivers and no riders. This is not the way it's going to go down. It's not the way it's going to happen. You know, things are done here properly, and you know, things are done very calculated to make sure that it's done the right way. So with that being said, what I'll do is I'll leave the link to the website on the description below so you guys can check this out on your own time. With that being said, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for making it this far. Please give this video some big thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. Comment below if you have any questions in regards to this or if you would like to discuss this topic. I will be here. With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next. Peace.